What is up, everybody? It's Grimmy. I hope you're all good. So, we did a video a little while ago with regards to the fact that the botters have been kicked, and I think I stated it was like 300,000. Nobody is 100%. What I've heard is like could be 100,000 or whatever. At that time, what I'd heard was about 300,000, but I think it's a lot less than that now. But more important than how many were kicked is the reason they were kicked, and that was they were using bots. Now, I've already spoken about the pros and cons and why nots and everything else like that, so I'm not going to dwell on that. But it's what do we learn from this? Why were so many people using these bots? And, I mean, let's take the Garrison as a prime example. It's dull, okay? For many people, it's dull. I know there'll be some of you out there go, dude, I love logging in the morning. I like going and do my mining. I go and do my little garden area. I go and do some fishing. I do my pet battle. And then I set up my work orders and I'm done. And I'm happy with that. You know, I don't know why people moan. And that's cool. I get that. But for the vast majority, it is a chore that they don't want to do. People don't want to grind, okay? This isn't an Asian MMO. This isn't where, you know, I want to sit down for 8 hours a day and I need to grind. And that grind gets me 1 point a rep at the end of it. I don't want to do that. It's not our culture. It's not the way we think. It's not the way we want to do things. It's not the way we have fun. I'm not dissing the grinding approach. For some, that is awesome. Okay, and I do understand that there needs to be some, you know, having the grind basically means you can drag things out. For instance, if you said you couldn't do Hymal unless you'd done a whole big attunement line, even LFR, you couldn't do it unless you'd done a whole big attunement line, you've just dragged out that content by another couple of weeks because people have to get attuned for it. Alright, it's one of the things, I didn't play it, but from what I've heard, people with WildStar was just, no. It was too old school. That's old school mentality of hardcore gamers that used to sit down and we used to do that. Alright, you look at some of the things you had to do for Burning Crusades just to be able to start raiding. There was some crazy stuff, you know, vanilla, you had to go and do some of the attunement. You couldn't get in Molten Core. Half the people don't know what those fucking emblems are on the floor of Molten Core when you go run in there for transmogs. You know, all of that shit was important. People don't even acknowledge that now. And it just doesn't work. It's one of the things where WildStar just didn't explode the way it should have done because it was just too it was too hard. I just don't think a game like that would ever take off. I was watching some guys on Twitch the other day and they were talking about how if somebody brought out an amazingly good but very hardcore game now, even though the game was very good, it would probably fail because that's not what people want. For good or for bad, who knows, but it's the nature of the beast, it's how things move on. So, how can Blizzard get around this? How can they get around the fact that people just don't want to do it? They want to go in and they want to do the things that are fun to them. And here's the thing. Here's what I thought about, and we're going to keep it confined to the Garrison for now. Alright? There are those that love pottering about, doing their thing. That's cool. They have that at the moment, they can do that. But why not? We have followers, we have these people walking around our Garrison doing stuff. Why not be able to go up to somebody, you know, go up to my little goblin friends, my goblin foreman. Okay, I should have a goblin foreman at my mine. I can go up to him and say, okay, dude, I'm busy this week. I'm on holiday this week. Whatever, you know, I'm busy. I'm going to pay you 1,000 gold. I want you to auto do my mine for me. For this week, auto do my mine. And then next week, or at the end of the week, I will then collect what you've mined for me. And if I want, I'll pay you another 1,000 gold then, and you can do the following week. Okay? What would be the problem with that? So basically just auto-collect all your mining stuff for you, but you're paying for that privilege. You're paying, how much? I'm just saying 1,000 gold, because gold isn't exactly hard to come by. Bosh, 1,000 gold. I can have the same with my farming guy. You know, my guy's going to pot around my garden. I can say to him, dude, I want you to pot around, I want you to collect all my garden stuff for me, because it's not something I enjoy. I will pay again another premium to do that. I will pay you more gold for you to pot around my garden, auto-collect all that shit for me, and give it to me in a nice big bundle. That's what I'd like you to do. And then you could go around, you know, and you could say, the fishing shack, here we go. Fishing. Now, I'm somebody that loathes fishing, really don't enjoy it at all. But I understand, I know there's loads of people that love it. And again, that's cool. Fishing's your thing. It's there, it's in the game. You can fish. You can sit there, you can put a movie on, you can fish for a couple of hours, and it's all gravy. I don't want to do that. It's not something that's fun to me. So why, if we could travel to fucking Draenor, we can, you know, build thing. You know, they could build Stormwind, they can build Orgrimmar. We can build fucking airships that take us to Northrend. We can build airships that crash into Pandaland. You know, we can do all these things, but yet we can't build a fucking fish farm. I can't get somebody to just put a few fucking fences in a pond, put some carp or whatever in there, and let them breed. I can't do that. That would be awesome to me. If I could turn around to somebody and go, okay, dude, all I want you to do is build a fish farm, and, you know, I will then reap the benefits of that. And let's say, as the guy, you know, the guy can level up, and as exactly as you can do now, you can assign a follower to a building, and they will level up. As he levels up, the more fish, the more rewards are then reaped. And at the end of the week, when I collect my box, you could have, say, you know, a finder's report, and that finder's report would give you plus, I don't know, plus 10, plus 15, plus 20, whatever, of that particular skill. So basically what I'm doing is I'm paying my own gold to auto-farm this stuff, and then at the end of it, they give me a load of the gear, and they give me, as I say, an after-action report, whatever you want to call it, fancy lore-type name, that I can then get. I read it, and it gives me plus 20 or plus 50, whatever you want it to be, of that particular skill. Now, I'm going to level up far slower than somebody that really enjoys doing it, and they're going to go in, and they're going to do all this shit, and they're going to mine or fish or whatever. They're going to level up super quick. Okay, so I'm not impacting their enjoyment and their fun, because they enjoy doing that, but I don't. So therefore, give me this alternative means. I'm spending my own money, I'm spending my own gold to do it. I'm going to level up slower, but it takes that grindy aspect out for me. I would fucking love that. Why is that not an option that's in the game? Blizzard need to look at this now, and they banned the bot guys. Fantastic. I'm glad you did it, Blizz, and I salute you for it. But all I'm asking now is that you look at why some of them were doing it and why they felt the need to blatantly go against the terms of service. And I know there were some that were doing it for nefarious reasons. I understand that. And them, go fuck yourselves. Permaban, you motherfuckers. But the people that were doing this for, say, leveling, they had leveling bots. Well, Blizzard have given you that option. You can now spend, you know, some money, and you can get a level 90 character. Very easy to get that to 100. Not a problem. They've given that option. So why not look at the other reasons? Such as, you know, people used to go and do. They used to have a bot to do the garrison mines. They used to have it for skinning or whatever. Look at these aspects that aren't fun, that maybe you need to sometimes just rip up what you've got and re-look at it. I played recently Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, whether you like or hate that game, one aspect I really enjoyed was the crafting side of it. I went, I killed some animals, I would get, you know, a few bone fragments, a few bits of fur, whatever else, and then boom, I could make a new item. Now, a hugely successful thing they've done in WoW is transmogs. So why not give me the chance, you know, if I go and kill some animals and I can get some bone fragments or whatever, potentially why can't I use those to make, you know, some fishing lures? So that it gives me like 200, you know, more levels on fishing. Or that if I kill some particular rare beasts or whatever, I can use those items to make a new cosmetic outfit that I can maybe sell on the auction house. So I can make some cool hats or whatever, or whatever the item is. Make it fun, make me want to do it. Bungie said, and I remember this when Halo came out, and it's one of the things that's always stuck with me when I play a new game and I think about it from that aspect of game design. If you can create 5 minutes, you know, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. If you can create a couple of minutes of pure, intense joy, somebody's immersed in the game, they're enjoying it, they're loving it, okay? And then you can repeat those 5 minutes over and over again, then you've got a success on your hands. And Blizzard and WoW is losing that. It's losing that bit of, this is cool, I'm in this immersive world, this is amazing. You know, I'm doing these things and everything interacts with everything else and there's other people walking around. It's just losing that feel. Because it's going for this, it's going for everything instanced. So, oh, you're in your own little world. Oh, you're in your own little world. Oh, you're in your own little world. And, you know, the only time I ever see people interacting with each other is either when they're all stood outside of, you know, BRF at the moment, or if in trade chat, just talking random bollocks about the size of somebody's penis. That's it. That's the only time. I don't see people interacting out in the world. There's no reason to. There's just... It's a shame that WoW's coming down to this and it's coming this way. Now, again, this isn't a doom, so, oh, WoW's dying. Fuck off. Behave yourself, really. But what I do really want is Blizzard to look and learn and just rip up the rulebook, rip up the things that they think of. Blatantly, right now, looking at the content we've had in 6.1 and 6.2, they've got a team working on the next expansion. Without a shadow of a doubt. They're giving us less content than Wrath of the Lich King had, and their team is supposedly like twice the size they had back then. Which means they've got guys grinding their arse off to get us that next bit of content, okay? That next, the next expansion. Rip up the rulebook on that expansion, guys. Rip up all the things you know. Rip up, rip up fishing. Rip up grind. Just go with it with fresh eyes. Because you need to. You need to learn from these things that happen and why people do it. Don't just think everybody's a douchebag for doing these things. They're not. There are people right now that aren't even bothering to get the legendary ring because they can't be asked. Even though you can get it just by doing LFR. It's just like, no, I really don't want to do it. It's too grindy and it doesn't mean enough. You've lost the meaning of what... I was about to say you've lost the meaning of what legendary items mean. And I believe that, but that is a whole separate video. And I can see we're already dragging into... We're past 10 minutes now, so I don't want to go on anymore, guys. What are your feelings on this? Would you like to see something like that? Would you like it more grindy, less grindy? Give me your thoughts. Apologies, this wasn't very well sketched out. This is literally just something that's come to me, and half these ideas I was actually making up on the spot in the video. But let me go, guys. Have you got any ideas? Have you got any thoughts on what you'd like to see? I will catch you later, guys. Have an amazing one.